From 1989 to 2018, a mysterious figure lived alone on a remote, uninhabited island in Japan, completely detached from modern civilization. With nothing but the sea, sand, and sky as his companions, he embraced solitude in its purest form, shedding the constraints of society and even his own clothing. What drove him to abandon city life and seek isolation in such a harsh environment? His story is not just about survival. It is a deep exploration of human resilience, self-discovery, and the unbreakable bond between man and nature. This is the story of Masafumi Nagasaki. Born in 1936 in Japan's Gifu Prefecture, Masafumi Nagasaki lived an ordinary life during his early years. He grew up in post-war Japan, experiencing both the hardships of a recovering nation and the rapid industrialization that followed. As a young man, he held various jobs, including working in factories and the bustling entertainment industry, where he managed hostess clubs. Despite these pursuits, Nagasaki often felt like an outsider in the fast-paced and materialistic society. By the time he reached his 50s, Nagasaki began to feel a profound disconnection from modern life. The constant noise, competition, and societal expectations weighed heavily on him. He longed for a simpler existence, one where he could escape the artificial constructs of human society and find solace in nature. In 1989, this yearning led him to make a life-altering decision. He would leave everything behind and seek refuge on an uninhabited island. Sotobanari Island, part of the Yaeyama Islands in Okinawa Prefecture, was an unlikely choice for a sanctuary. It was a small, rugged landmass surrounded by crystal-clear waters but offered no freshwater sources, limited vegetation, and no infrastructure. The island was also prone to typhoons, making it a harsh and unforgiving environment. For most, such a place would seem inhospitable, but for Nagasaki, it was the perfect escape. Initially, Nagasaki arrived on the island with basic supplies, including clothing, tools, and food. He set up a makeshift shelter and began to explore his new home. Over time, however, he shed these remnants of modern life. He discarded his clothes, finding them unnecessary in the tropical climate, and embraced a lifestyle of complete simplicity. This decision to live naked was not merely practical but symbolic, a rejection of societal norms and a step closer to nature. Life on Sotobanari Island required adaptability. Nagasaki developed a daily routine that revolved around survival and maintaining a connection with his surroundings. He scavenged for food, relying on the island's limited resources. His diet consisted of seaweed, shellfish, and occasionally fish that he managed to catch with improvised tools. Rainwater, collected in makeshift containers, was his primary source of hydration. Despite the island's challenges, Nagasaki found joy and purpose in its solitude. He spent hours meticulously cleaning the beach, removing debris washed ashore by the tides. This ritual was deeply meaningful to him, as he saw the beach as his sanctuary and felt a responsibility to keep it pristine. "The island is my home, my paradise," he once said. "Cleaning it is my way of showing gratitude." Nagasaki's days were simple but fulfilling. He woke with the sunrise, meditated, and observed the natural beauty around him. He often spoke of the profound peace he felt living in harmony with nature, away from the noise and distractions of society. For Nagasaki, Sotobanari Island was not just a place to live. It was a reflection of his inner state, a space where he could truly be himself. Nagasaki's decision to live alone was not merely an escape from society, but a philosophical choice. He believed that modern life, with its emphasis on materialism and social conformity, was fundamentally flawed. On Sotobanari Island, he found a way to strip life down to its essentials, embracing simplicity and self-reliance. He often described his lifestyle as a form of meditation. The act of cleaning the beach, for example, was not just a chore but a spiritual practice. It allowed him to connect with the island and maintain a sense of order in a chaotic world. "Nature has its own rules," he explained. "It's not about following man-made laws, but understanding and respecting the natural order." Nagasaki's philosophy extended to his interactions with others. While he valued solitude, he was not entirely isolated. Occasionally, fishermen and locals visited the island, bringing him supplies or simply checking on his well-being. Nagasaki welcomed these visits, but always made it clear that his life on the island was a personal choice, one that he would not trade for the conveniences of modern society. Living in isolation on Sotobanari Island was not without its challenges. The lack of fresh water was a constant concern, and food scarcity required careful planning and resourcefulness. Typhoons posed significant threats, often destroying his hut and scattering his belongings. Each time, Nagasaki rebuilt, demonstrating remarkable resilience and determination. Health was another major challenge. Without access to medical care, Nagasaki had to rely on his own strength and adaptability to overcome illnesses and injuries. As he aged, these challenges became more pronounced. Yet despite the physical hardships, he remained committed to his life on the island, finding meaning and purpose in its simplicity. For Nagasaki, living on Sotobanari Island was not just about surviving, it was about forming a deep connection with the natural world. He observed the rhythms of nature with a sense of awe and respect. The changing tides, the migration of birds, and the shifting seasons all became an integral part of his existence. He often spoke of the lessons he learned from nature, emphasizing the importance of adaptability and humility. The island's beauty was a source of constant inspiration for Nagasaki. He marveled at the vibrant sunsets, the glistening waters, and the intricate patterns of shells on the beach. These moments of beauty reaffirmed his decision to leave society and embrace a life of simplicity. "Nature is my teacher," he said. "It teaches me to be patient, to endure, and to find joy in the small things." In 2018, after nearly 3 decades on Sotobanari Island, Nagasaki's health began to decline. Concerned locals reported his condition to the authorities, and he was forcibly removed from the island by the Japanese government. Nagasaki was relocated to Ishigaki, a nearby island with proper medical facilities, where he received the care he needed. The removal was a devastating blow to Nagasaki. Although he understood the necessity of leaving for his health, he mourned the loss of his sanctuary. "The island is my paradise," he lamented. "Being taken away from it is like losing a part of myself." Nagasaki's story captured the imagination of people around the world. Media outlets and filmmakers documented his life, highlighting his unique philosophy and the extraordinary resilience that allowed him to thrive in isolation. He became a symbol of freedom, individuality, and the human spirit's capacity to adapt. For many, Nagasaki's life on Sotobanari Island was an inspiring example of what it means to live authentically. His rejection of societal norms and embrace of simplicity resonated with those seeking a deeper connection with nature and themselves. Nagasaki's story also serves as a critique of modern society. By choosing to live in isolation, he shed light on the pressures and complexities of contemporary life. His experience raises important questions about the balance between progress and sustainability, individuality and conformity, and the true meaning of happiness. Even after leaving Sotobanari Island, Nagasaki remained a voice for simplicity and self-reliance. He continued to share his story, offering insights into his philosophy and the lessons he learned during his years of solitude. "Life is about finding your own path," he said. "For me, that path led to the island." As the naked hermit, Nagasaki left an indelible mark on the world. His story continues to inspire those who seek a simpler, more authentic way of living. Whether on an uninhabited island or in the heart of a city, Nagasaki's journey reminds us of the importance of staying true to ourselves and finding beauty in the world around us. Thank you for watching this video. Hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more interesting videos.